questions.
I'm so sorry. I have to ask this last question because it's so important. How do you feel about kids?
I have a son.
Okay. Okay.
And do you have kids?
Yes.
How many?
5.
Got it. Got it.
Okay. Is that a problem? A deal breaker?
I mean, how many of them have, like, what's the ratio?
Oh,
Or,
damn.
like,
Really, I have to go through all of the. Okay. I have an I have an 8-year-old, a 6-year-old, a 4-year-old, a 2-year-old, and an 11-month-old.
so fresh.
He should have been blunt because he wanted to ask how many baby fathers. You know it. He should have been blunt because that would have said a lot too. But what kind of men do women think they're gonna get with all these kind of mistakes they're making? What type of man? Let's dissect it a little bit. Hypothetically, if she had 5 kids by one man, let's go with that. You couldn't make it work with a man that you chose to give 5 kids to. Good men will see that as a red flag. That you gave 5 kids to one man, and yet you couldn't make it work. That's the thing where men think, oh wait, if you're giving this man kids, you love him, you see a future with him, you see him as a good father. You don't see a reason to separate, because why would you make your kids go through that crap? Okay, so that's a red flag that you couldn't even make it work with the man you gave 5 kids to. Now, let's do it the other way, where you have 5 kids by multiple men. God forbid you have 5 kids by 5 different men. That would be insanity. But here's the thing where that's also a red flag. I mean, no matter how you turn it, it's a red flag. I give her credit for asking that question, but this is the thing where women understand what type of man you think you're getting. Because here's a woman, if she had 5 kids by multiple men, don't know how many, but just multiple men, that already shows you the red flag. That you would be with these men that you couldn't make relationship work, you don't see a future with. Yet you gave these men children. Children, women don't understand. It seems like women don't understand this anymore. The two most biggest thing, most treasure thing you can give a man is your body and children. And women give it so freely, so easily to, they give those things so easily, especially to the terrible men. To men that they don't see a future with. That's the thing. To men that they would, insult, think lowly of, yet you gave children, the most precious thing you can give to a person, to these men. It's like, what do you think how would you think that you will be attracting good men? Because good men will see that as like, wow, it does not look like a good situation to go into, because it looks like you're going to repeat that failure. You're going to repeat that mistake. So a good man is usually a smart man too. And he can see that, wow, that's a red flag. These are red flags. And it's not a smart decision. And insane, she has an 11-month-old. So she recently gave birth to a child, and still couldn't make that work. This is insanity. I just want to say, what do these single mothers think? What type of man are you thinking you're going to get? This is the thing where they can't think, right? Process, okay, if I made all these mistakes, what type of man would you be getting? You be getting the same type of men that impregnate you. Those type of men, because those type of men, they don't care. They're not good men. They don't care. They just want to hit it and quit it. And if they got a child, they got a child. It's not that big of a deal. To those men, children aren't that important, or they're not. They don't see children as that level of responsibility. Good men, they value, that's a high level of responsibility. I have to be in a good situation to take on those responsibilities. Bad men, they're like, whatever. I have kids. Just more out there, right? But this is things like, it shows you what are women thinking. I saw this tweet, and I figured I wanted to talk about it. Why do men find it difficult to marry a woman with a child when a woman has no issue marrying a man with a kid? Here's the thing where women don't understand. In most cases, a man's child will rarely be dependent for survival from the woman that he marries. Okay? So she's a stepmom. Rarely that child's survival is dependent on that stepmom. Like the purchasing of things, financial survival, okay? The protection and provision. That's it. So it's not that big of a burden. While if a man marries a woman with kids, he will still have have the expectations of protecting and providing, but now he has to protect and provide for another man's child. That's the thing where some women don't understand. You are now protecting and providing for another man's child when that child really has no obligation to you, no loyalty to you, no real bond to you. And that child can always switch up. Yes, it may love you as a child, but as an adult, it could care less for you. It could ask for its biological father to walk that person down the aisle or whatever, right? That's the thing where women don't understand. Where the men, the investment of providing and protecting for another man's child is rarely a good investment. It don't make sense. For a woman, if you marry a man's child, yeah, you may bond with it, have some emotional connection, but you're not really investing a whole lot, right? A man has to invest like emotional and all this stuff the same that a woman has, but it stops where she doesn't have to invest finance, right? No monetary investment into this other man's child. Also, let's also think about this. Hypothetically, or most cases, men don't have their children 100%. So in most cases, he will make the woman a priority, or she will know that she is a priority in his life. While for women, most times women have their children most of the time. So you're rarely a priority in a single mother's life. You're rarely a priority. You'll be lucky if you're, I don't know, third, fifth on the list of priorities. So her child, her family, her work, so many other things are more of a priority than men are. That's the thing. So that already tells you, why would you want to marry a woman that makes you so low on that list? And again, her child will always come first. And in this relationship, in a man with a child, but most of the times he doesn't have that child, you don't really necessarily go through that problem of him having to pick between the woman or child. And you gotta think about it, right? A man, and this is my opinion, a man that has a child and he showed he's a good father, that's already proof that you are marrying a man that will be a good father. So that's already a proof of that. While men mostly already assume women will be good mothers, right? So really, men don't really think that's not really a qualification that men think about. So it's just really different that women don't really see. There are very little benefits marrying a woman with a child compared to a woman without a child. While again, a man with a child, there's very little drawbacks, okay, if a woman does. Plus, like again, if he can support his own child, there's a high chance that he can also support you, and then support the family that you guys would create. And again, if he's a good father, well, obviously he will be a good father to your child or the children that you guys will make. So that's the thing that women seem to not be able to grasp. So This is why women need to understand. Have a child with a man that you can see a future with. That you can't see a high probability or any reason to leave that man. Because actions have consequences. And again, men with children are not like this tweet kind of is misleading. Men with children are not like pick up like that, right? Men with children are not like marrying women without children, or having such a success rate. They're not. So this is going to be a controversial opinion, but this, I believe, personal opinion, this is synonymous with women. Where if in a marriage, women will become lazy, they won't care about their looks. So for the man that they chose to marry, give children to, they don't care. Right? They don't care about their looks or what men like as in looks. But when divorce happens, right, the next man, she's going to try to look better than she did for the man that she chose to marry and have kids with. I always think that's insane or funny that you want to look better for the next man, but you didn't try the effort for the man that you chose to marry. And she didn't look bad to begin with, right? But obviously, it's a glow up. Obviously, she improved a lot more. So this is a thing where, do women actually put in the effort to keep their marriage? I don't think sometimes they don't really do that. And at least maybe not the effort that they think that, or the effort that the partner wants. They may think that the effort they put in is what they think they should put in, not what someone else is, not what someone else desires. So you're not doing what makes the other person happy, you doing what you think is right. So maybe in essence, again, this is controversial and this is my own opinion, men are very visual, right? Visual and physical. So I think a lot of issues is like, tone down in sexual activity. That's one, the physical, but also the looks have become lacking. Okay, the looks haven't become anything special, or they downgrade in essence. So, men will whatever, right? But just like if a man doesn't put in effort, like the finances go down, shit like that, right? I would think these are the problems that we don't really notice. And I just think it's funny that people make those changes for the next man, or once they divorced. They didn't think that, okay, maybe if I make the changes before the divorce, it would save the marriage. But, people don't, I guess that is the weakness of marriages nowadays, and why some people just don't want to get married. So this is the thing, right? She will look good for the dating market. So why not just stay dating? Because a lot of times people kind of just give up, get lazy once they're in the marriage, right? Once they're in a committed relationship. People are more on their toes when they're dating. So I just, it's controversial. But I see that a lot where after divorce, they improve every flaw or any hole they have, or any imperfections or any area that they can improve on. So yeah.
Your mom is so freaking hard. You let him hit it raw. You didn't have second thoughts. Now you a single mom.
And this is why any woman that says women don't choose to be single moms is BS. Absolute BS. Literally meeting a random guy, and letting him finish in you. Yes, you chose it. You allowed that to happen. You chose it. Right? A random man Not even a man that you're in a relationship with. So that's the insanity right there. And that's why single moms need to be held accountable, because their delusions is so rampant. And that's why it's BS when you hear people say, "Oh, single moms didn't choose to be single moms." Yes, they did. Yes, they did. They choose terrible men. They let terrible situations happen. This is the thing where a statement like that, right, where single moms don't choose to be single mom, shows you the lack of accountability that other women are supporting. They are taking away accountability from women. And that's the thing, right? That is why women love social media. It's for validation. It's for support. It's also to support delusions and hypocrisies. And women love that. They love the support of their delusions and hypocrisies. They love a chance to take away accountability, because other women will support other women even if they're crappy. Even if they make stupid decisions, stupid acts, they will still support it. And that's the problem. That's the problem where we see the single mothers, the craziness with that. How we see the dating market, the problems with the dating market. That's why we see those problems, because women are the root of it. You may think men have a bit of a hand in it, right? But honestly, it's only the top desired men. The men that the players, the bad boys, the Ray Rays, the Pookies, the Chaz, the Tyrones, the men that are highly desired, yes, they have a hand in it. But those are a small percent of men. So in essence, women have the bigger role in it because of their hypocrisies and delusions, and have led to, I think, the failures and just the shittiness of the dating market.
Being a single mom is so freaking hard. You let him hit it raw. You didn't have second thoughts. Now you a single mom. Now you a single mom.
This is something I wish people will understand, but especially women. You chose him. You chose this man. You thought this man was good enough to give your body to, good enough to give years of your life with, and good enough to have children with. You chose him. This is the thing what women understand. You chose the type of man that you will give children, your life, your body to. That plain and simple. So how he treats you is basically, you said you're fine with it, because this man you gave children to, this man you gave commitment to, because you said, okay, I like this man, I want to be with this man, so I give him children. This is the thing where women don't understand, that there's such thing as accountability. You chose your life. I can never understand women complain about men that they willingly chose. Women complaining about men, insulting men, putting down men that they willingly gave their body to, wasted their years for, and given kids for. They even married, which is, I gotta say, you're on your third kid and you never required marriage from this man. So please don't, insult or put down this man because he didn't give you a ring, because you were fine with it. You were fine with it up to at least the third baby. So that's the thing where women don't understand. Women show that they're fine with things by letting shit happen. You are fine with how he treats you because you continue to give him your body. You continue to give him children. You continue to waste your years on him. This is, again, women seem to not be able to grasp this concept. Men will treat you how you allow them to treat you. Plain and simple. People would do that, right? If they are treating you with respect, but you do nothing, or people are treating you with disrespect, and there's no consequences for it, you allow it to happen, you don't say nothing, then they will continue to treat you because you don't voice or show any actions against it. And this is the thing, this is the absurdity of it, where women choose terrible men, or just men that they can complain about, and then equate all men to that man that you chose. That's the insanity. By saying men suck, men are dangerous, men are abusive, men are terrible, all this stuff. No. The men that you chose, the men that you wanted, they suck. They're terrible. So on and so on. You chose these men. There are plenty of other men that you could have chosen. Plenty of other men that would treat you like a princess, be loving, be amazing to you. You just weren't attracted to those men. So, at the end of the day, you chose these men. Also, she may not be a single mom, but I think she's on the road to be. She's complaining about it. She hates she doesn't like this situation. She will, predicting the future, she's on the road to becoming a single mom because she will most likely leave this man as a baby mom and become a baby mom because, again, she's unhappy. She has things that she complains about. This guy's just her boyfriend. So, I mean, women will leave men even if they're husbands, but, you know, there's a higher chance that she would leave him because he's just her boyfriend too. So, I see this woman on the road to becoming a single mom.